carried away. Don't be carried away. Don't be carried away. Today, I just want to encourage somebody. I just want to bring your attention to something that we easily get carried away by the things we see. We allow the physical appearance and the attraction cause us to be carried away in certain things, both spiritually and physically. And we make haste and we make certain decisions, we take certain steps, we make certain choices that gets us into a place or cause us to do the things that we will normally not do. Things that you will not normally do. If you are not careful, you'll be carried away by the emotions, by the physical attractions or the appearance, or by the shape, or by the words of men, that you get yourself doing things that normally you will not do. And so I just want to bring your attention to this. Do not be carried away by your circumstances. Do not be carried away by what somebody has able to accomplish or what somebody have, but rather have the self-confidence and know who you are in God. Know who you are as a person. Understand where you are going. You have to have understanding of where you are going. Either than that, you'll be carried away by the wind. You see, the only way a ship will sink is when the surrounding water is able to get into it. And it's you and our responsibility to make sure that we are not carried away by the things that surround us, but rather we do everything to prevent those things, because it will easily set us off. It will easily cause us to be carried away, and we'll find ourselves doing things that we'll not do. We'll start behaving and acting in a way that at the end of the day, not easily going to cause us pain, but everyone that love and care about us. So do not be carried away. You see, in the Bible, in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 13, it says that a glad heart makes a cheerful face. A glad heart makes a cheerful face. In other words, the appearance of someone can cause you to either be cheerful or be sad. The appearance of someone can cause you to act or behave in a way that you will not normally behave or do, or you do things that you normally do. It says what? A glad heart makes a cheerful face, but by sorrow of the heart, the spirit is crushed. By sorrow of the heart, which means if allow the things around me, it will able to crush my world. It will able to crush my spirit. Why? Because I'm looking at the physical appearance. I'm looking at the outlook, the physical outlook of that person, or of the behavior or the words of that person that will carry me. A lot of people have got into problems, into situations because of what they were listening to, because of what they allowed to get into them. And so today, make sure you do not allow any foreign object, you do not allow any foreign water to get into your boat to cause you to sink. Prevent it from happening. Make sure that you are glad, that your heart is happy. Make sure that you will not allow the circumstances for you to look differently, but it is a reality that you are in. You have to make the best out of your situation. You see, your problems are there to strengthen you and to bring the best out of you. They are there to able to crush you and cause you to think differently and see people differently, because there are certain things that has happened in your life that God saw it. You and I didn't see it. There are certain things, that discussions or meetings that were held that you were not aware, but God saw it. There are certain plots that were set against you that you did not know, but God saw it. And so don't be carried away when you see people behaving the way they are behaving. Don't be carried away. In other words, don't respond to what people are saying or what people are doing, so that it will not end you to do or behave in a manner that you normally, it will not be you. Normally, you will not behave that way or act that way, or you will not speak that way. You see, I want to say something in Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. It says, a man without self-control is a city broken into and left without walls. A man without self-control, a person without self-control. And so we have to be able to control our emotions. We have to be able to control control ourselves in the things that is going on around us. Because there are a lot of people that have got into worse situation because they were not able to control themselves in the midst of their calamity. They were not able to step back and say, okay, I am here. The question is, what do I do from here? And not just doing it, but doing it rightly so that it will not pound another issue or problem, or so that it will not get me into a situation whereby it will be difficult for me to come up. He says, what? A man without self-control. In other words, do not be carried away. Be able to control your emotions and your feelings, able to control yourself in the midst of the storm. You see, the apostles could not control themselves. And so when the storm was coming, they were scared, they were afraid. But when Jesus woke up, he saw it and said, be still, be still. In other words, he was not carried away by the wind. Don't be carried away by the wind of this world, by the wind of your friends or family members, by the wind of the situation or condition that you find yourself. But have self-control. Have self-control. Because self-control will bring you to a place of honor. When you are not able to control your emotions, your feeling, when you are not able to control how you want to satisfy the flesh, how you want to satisfy the eyes of men, you will start doing things that are not right. So today, just remember, say to yourself, I will not allow myself to be carried away by the winds around me, by the voices around me, but rather I will develop self-control. I will develop self-control, because if I allow the wind that is blowing to get into me, my life, my destiny will become like a city that is broken in without walls, a city that is broken in. Proverbs chapter 25, verse 28. It says, a man without self-control is a city broken into and left without a wall. And left without a wall. If you are not careful, you will open yourself to so many people, so many things, that you end up being wasted, being used. You see, if you don't have self-control, you end up in a lot of situations. If you don't have self-control, you end up being used by people and being dumped. And you begin to ask yourself, why me? No. In the midst of the storm, you have to develop self-control. You have to develop self-control when it comes about your temperament, when it comes about the way that your thought process. You have to develop self-control about the things you perceive, the things you looked at, and how you let it get into you. Because if you don't have self-control, whatever you allow in will cause you to react. Our actions are the end product of the things that we've allowed to have full control and authority over us. But develop self-control, our actions will bring peace, calmness, and progress. You see, the differences between Jesus and the disciples is that Jesus was able to control the situation. He was not panic. You see, panic will cause you to act in a way that the result will not be preferable. That's why the Bible says, be anxious for nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Do not panic. Because when you allow the spirit of panic that I'm getting late is getting late, when you look at your age, when you look at your friends, you might panic and jump into something that will end you into a place that you are not supposed to. There is a saying, it's not all that glitters that are gold. It is not all that glitters that are gold. And so do not be carried away by the appearance, by the words, by the circumstances, by the wind that is blowing in your life. But rather, stay focused. Know that God loves you. One of the things that I will encourage you is that the little things that we do today brings what blessing to someone. If you are not carried away by your situations, your actions will bring peace and joy to someone. Proverbs says in Proverbs chapter 15:13, it says, a glad heart makes a cheerful face. In other words, the little things that you do will put a smile in the face of someone. Today, develop that attitude that whatever you do, you will not be carried away by your own circumstances, but you rather bring joy and a smile to somebody's face. Stay blessed until we meet again. Do not be carried away by the storm. Do not be carried away by the appearance of men. Stay blessed. Bye.